film Parasite is a satire of the dominant class. It depicts how the characters in the film mask their identity in order to infiltrate the lives of the Park family by donning a new identity in order to reclaim their position. The film depicts the bleak condition of humanity, class, and society in general. The Kim family belongs to a lower class lacking a decent job to meet the needs of their family. The family lives in a filthy and tiny summer basement, and they take on extra jobs for money such as folding pizza boxes, and they rely on unprotected Wi-Fi networks and street cleaning insecticides to keep their home insect-free. The Kim family not only had to fight against poverty, but they are also struggled hard to find their way to a more stable life. This film shows opportunities that are given to people who already have opportunities, and this do not always reflect the standard. Me and a friend of Kiwo offered to take over Park Dai's tutoring job. Kiwo falsified his college credentials and became Dai's tutor. Kim family decided to remove the Park family's maid from the house and have all the low-income families infiltrate to become the employees of the wealthy family by being the maid, art therapist, private tutor, and driver. Today, the affluent homes their own while the Parks are on camping or vacation. This problem is obvious in our society as we frequently see and hear about people engaging in illicit activities such as scamming and robbery to make a living. Moonguang kept her husband in the basement, demonstrating that the class struggle cannot be easily eliminated. The Kims, the former housemaid and her husband, are subjected and dominated by capitalists. Moonguang and her husband's situation is more bleak and dark. This family, particularly the husband, has spent his entire life inside a bunker, and he only climbs the stair to fetch himself the water and food when the Park goes to sleep at night. The lower class precarious situation is thus represented by making individuals into objects with no real voice or identity of their own, but who must survive under the control of the upper class. Both proletariat families become aware of their respective dire situations and try to leverage each other's secrets to dig themselves out of their holes. On their side, Park family is living and enjoying a luxurious life. They live in a villa with a private courtyard both from a famous designer and the first employment income is so low that the lower class persons are unable to meet basic human needs. Furthermore, it depicted the interactions between a wealthy family and a poor family, as well as the upper class and laborers. The upper class considers them solely as slaves who can carry out their orders with little regards for the workers' condition of health. Even the wealthy and higher strata believe that they are superior to others and constantly insult laborers. The smell of the Kim family has become the symbol of inescapable poverty. They do not have the power to become an affluent class. The family can do anything to control the lower classes. The rich has enhanced their influence, allowing them to dismiss or fire employees without hesitation. Being gone by the Kim family, Mr. and Mrs. Park fired both the driver and housemaid immediately. This shows that people with money and authority can easily make anyone jobless and can hire new workers right away.
Furthermore, their financial circumstances impede their education. According to the conversation between Min and Kiwoo, Kiwoo dropped out of the university entrance examination and Kijung dropped out of high school due to poverty. This means that even their children have little prospect of a better future. The rain signifies a chasm between the rich and the poor. Rain is a blessing for the wealthy because it eliminates impurities such as dust, but it is a curse for the poor since it causes calamity. As the Park family is busy finding an expensive costume for their son, the Kim family fights in the common gymnasium for clothes as they have nothing left. And this reminds them that they are poor. The revolution of the lower class against the capitalists was initiated when Mr. Park is killed by Kitek after he is triggered by the smell of blood with a grotesque face of disgust. The disgust for the lower class and their predicament can never truly be addressed or acknowledged by their masters. Moreover, the scene where Mr. Park asked Kitek to throw the car key and drive his son to the hospital while Kijung was dying can simply signify that rich people had the means for health care and prioritized themselves without considering other situations. Also, a lot of visitors took care of that song as he was bleeding but no one helped Daye. The situation is what we have observed now in our society. Those who have money and connection can simply get help, while those in the lower strata are being neglected. The Park family does not broach the topic of money as they were talking to their workers. Instead, they are overly fixated on the qualities and expertise as well as how good the product is and how well it would enhance their lives. Kim's family speaks a lot about money meticulously and carefully. They does not care about their shoddy performance but the reduced compensation they received, and the conversation between Min and Kiwoo is centered around money. Because of these potential gaps, the lives of the poor and rich have been divided into different social classes. It demonstrates how wealthy are often indifferent to the plight of the poor, and how they amass wealth by preying on those who yearn for a better life. In reality, it is hard for poor like Kim family to have the opportunity to escape poverty and enter the so-called upper class. The middle class is shrinking exponentially. The upper class grows more and more wealthy, and the lower class is left with less and less. Parasite speaks to the codependency between these classes and how both would be devastated by the absence of the other. This film speaks how our society is structured so that the pursuit of wealth is the ultimate goal, and having as much wealth and power as possible is the game. Even when Kiwoo learns that this pursuit is ultimately hollow, in that the game is rigged against him from the very start so that he will never be able to reach the final destination, he still pursues it. The theme of this film describes the hope of the working class to improve their lives inside capitalist society. This hope was portrayed in a letter that imagines a better life for a working class family even after all they have experienced.